my beauties, welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. I know that I did, and 2024 is a new year. I cannot wait to get it kicked off, and I want to start today by talking to you about something that I have been trying for the last 60 days. I was sent this mask by Current Body, and I want to talk to you a little bit about LED today, about the science behind these masks and which ones I think are the best masks for your money. So let's get into it, because this video has been a long time in the making, and I'm super excited to share my results with you. Remember, this channel is all about glowing up, transformative skincare, flawless makeup, and a lifestyle to match. If that resonates with you, hit subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell. I want you to know when I post future videos. Okay guys, so Current Body sent me their LED mask. They did not ask to partner with me. This is not a sponsored video. I'm receiving nothing from Current Body for doing this video. But they wanted me to try out their mask, so they sent this to me for free, which made me a little skeptical because no one ever sends me anything. And I mean it. Like, all of my products I purchase on my own usually. So this is one of the very first products I've ever been sent, and I wanted to give it a try. I was so excited to try this because I've been wanting a mask that contours to the face, and I had been looking at masks, at different types of masks in different price ranges. And so I was super excited to give this mask a try because it's one of the top masks on the market. Before we discuss this mask in particular and even my results, I'd like to talk a little bit about LED light therapy in general, because you feel like you need to know the principles behind LED light therapy in order to understand how these masks work and why certain specifications are so very important when it comes to masks. Whew, that was a lot to spit out in the very beginning of a video. Okay, so light therapy is essentially biophotomodulation, and that basically means that it makes changes to your skin on the cellular level. At 633 nanometers, that is the wavelength that has been shown to make changes to the skin via red light. And basically at that wavelength, it creates anti-aging benefits to the skin. So red light has been shown to increase the production of collagen and elastin. It's been shown to even out skin tone. It's been shown to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, reduce age spots, and even reverse sun damage. And this has been shown to be proven. So red light has been proven to do this. Near infrared light, that's light at 830 nanometers. And this wavelength penetrates the skin, and it makes changes at the cellular level. So one of the things that it does is it increases blood flow to the skin, and that actually helps with cellular rejuvenation and regeneration, meaning that your cells will turn over more rapidly, which of course also promotes the production of collagen and elastin. It also helps reduce inflammation and helps even out texture in your skin. When you have a combination of red light and near infrared light, that is like the creme de la creme of what we need to be doing for anti-aging. And a lot of the devices that you see at the med spa work in many of the same ways that these home devices work. They have 633 nanometers for the red light and 830 nanometers for the near infrared light. Now, the machines that you do purchase for salons are going to be much more precise usually than the machines that you purchase at home. And we're going to get into precision and power and all of that, and why it's so important, and why certain devices are actually made much better than other devices, even devices at the same price point. There are tons of scientific articles on red light and near infrared light and the changes that these make on your skin. So the science is there to back up these devices. Now, whether or not these devices in particular have the power and the ability to make changes to your skin, that's a whole nother story. And that is what we're going to talk a little bit about today. So when looking for a mask, it's really important to make sure that the science behind that particular mask is present. That means that when you're purchasing a red light device, you're usually making some sort of investment because you're relying on a company to produce a product and to test that product to make sure that that product actually follows the science. So you're looking at investing a chunk of change into one of these devices. But They're an investment that you're going to be using regularly and is going to become an integral part of your skincare routine and can be used for many, many years. So it's a one-time investment. Suffice it to say that you can spend anywhere from $300 upwards of $2,000 for machines like these. I think the one that Kim Kardashian promotes is like $2,000. It's the Artemis, it's like $1,900 or something. It's crazy amount of money. And it's a solid mask, kind of like the Dr. Gross. It's really hard, like it has a hard shell, and that's the one that she's like a big proponent of. Artemis looks amazing. That looks like they have all the science behind them. I can't say that they're any better than the $300 machines though. This Current Body mask retails for $380. It's kind of mid-range price. I would say it's like on the lower end of the mask price. The Dr. Dennis Gross, which I've had forever, and you guys know that I was a huge proponent of red light therapy and near infrared. My fiance purchased this mask for me. This retails for $455, so it's a little pricier. You can usually get this one on sale though, or get it on a discount code for anywhere between 10 to 20% off. So do keep that in mind. And the Omnilux mask, which is another mask that really is very similar to the Current Body mask in a lot of ways. We're going to talk about that. Retails for $395. And then there are other masks out there on the market. There's a ton of different masks that are around the same price range as these three masks that I'm talking about today. So to get a good mask, you need to spend around $400, and that's because you really want the science to be there. I have yet to find a good mask. I mean, a mask that really works the way it says it's going to work for under $400. And I am like really, like I binge watch the people who like test these. There are people out there who test these and they have them on YouTube. They test these individual face masks. They test red light panels. I've also seen, I'm like huge on blogs where they talk about these individual devices and kind of going through and testing the individual devices and what their power, ampage, and output and stuff is. And I'm just going to tell you 100%, and I really honestly believe this, you're not going to get a machine that will make changes to your skin in a certain time limit if you don't invest at a certain price point. It just doesn't happen. The lower price point masks have much lower power. You could wear one for an hour, but wearing it for 10 minutes isn't going to give you the same benefits as a mask that has the correct power output to give you that in that 10 minutes, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So this mask the fit on this mask is amazing. It wraps around the head. This is very similar to the Omnilux. It's a bendable kind of contouring mask. It fits across the face just like this, and you wrap it around until just like that. And then you can turn it on. This charges. And kind of go about your business for 10 minutes. So it's a 10-minute mask protocol. So this part comes off and you charge this in the wall. This lasts for a good, I would say I would probably say maybe 8 hours, because I usually charge this once every couple of weeks, and I use my mask 5 times a day, or 5 times a week, sorry. But you just turn it on and it has the full red light panels like that. Whereas the Dennis Gross one is kind of a harder mask. And so when you turn it on, here's your mask inside there, and it fits like this on the face. And it does have straps, but I find the straps to be really annoying, so I just hold, like when I'm doing it, I just hold it like that. And then to turn it off, it's a little harder to turn off. That is the fit. The Current Body wraps around your face, so it kind of conforms to the face. The straps are nice, but I will say I feel like the bottom of the mask kind of comes out a little bit, and it could benefit from a lower strap down on the bottom as well. But this one fits very similar to other kind of contouring face masks. And when I got it in this like great box that had And it comes with the Current Body holder, so you could take this with you if you wanted to go somewhere. It comes with goggles if you wear goggles. It comes with a charger, and then of course this. And the charger plugs into the wall, and I just leave it by my vanity so that I can just like take it off real quick, charge it, and then I can, you know, be using the mask after that. So it is a really amazing little mask. One thing that I like about the Current Body mask, because it wraps around your head, I feel like it gets all areas, even down here, where I feel like the Dennis Gross mask, it doesn't actually hit those areas, like all the areas that I want it to hit. And so I feel like the Current Body mask really does that, because it really wraps around my whole face, which I love. What you're trying to do to your skin to get the red light to penetrate at the correct depths and so forth. The masks that are on your face need to be incredibly close to the skin to make sure that those changes are occurring. When it comes to red light, right, the power output and the wattage really does matter kind of in conjunction, because that helps the light penetrate at the right depth. The duration of the Current Body mask is 10 minutes, whereas and that's the same as like the Omnilux. Most of them are around 10 minutes. The Dennis Gross mask the duration is 3 minutes. Because they don't list their power on the Dennis Gross website, I'm really suspect about 3 minutes on this mask making very many changes. And I'm going to talk a little bit about power output here in a minute, and you'll understand why I feel very skeptical about a 3-minute mask. Everything I've read in the literature, it's around 10 minutes at 633 nanometers and 830 nanometers wavelength. You want it to be around 10 minutes. So you're supposed to do that 3 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week. This one is 10 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week. Most of the masks are going to be between 10 and 15 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week. That is what all of the studies, the scientific studies that were done on red light, that's the time duration that they did use in those studies as well. So I do this in the morning, wake up, I work out, and then I take a shower in the morning. And after I get out of the shower, that's when I put on all my body skincare. And then I will then go to my vanity, and that's where I put on my red light mask. And I do that for 10 minutes. And then I start my other morning skincare treatment. So I'll usually pop it on, and then I kind of relax, and just like, it's so relaxing. It's like giving myself a spa treatment every morning. I just really enjoy having that 10 minutes to kind of just breathe and do a little meditation and really get started for my day. The specs on this mask are amazing. So let me tell you about the specs on this mask, and honestly why I think that this is one of the best masks on the market. And I didn't think that just because Current Body sent me this mask. I actually had to do a lot of research on masks, guys, to get where I am. And it was all of that research that made me realize, wow, this mask is pretty impressive. And there's a lot of people who think this mask is pretty impressive. And if Current Body ever wanted to partner with me, I would totally partner with them, because I think it's an amazing product and it has some amazing specs. So let's talk about the specs. Most of them do not list power output. That is very concerning, because power output matters a ton when it comes to red light therapy. All of the changes in the studies occurred at 633 nanometers for red light and 830 nanometers for near infrared light. There haven't been a lot of studies on deep red. That's 780 nanometers. So that's that cusp between red and near infrared. And that is another, that's one that the Dennis Gross mask claims to have, the Omnilux claims to have. Again, the science behind deep red has not been established. It is the red and the near infrared that have been in all the scientific literature, and those are the ones that have been primarily studied, and that is what's in the Current Body mask. Okay, so this mask has 132 LED lights. That is 66 red lights, 66 near infrared light. The same as the Omnilux, which also has the same amount of lights, 132, 66 red, 66 near infrared. The Dennis Gross has 100 LED lights, and those are red and near infrared, and then it has 60 blue light, and those are at a different wavelength and they create changes to the skin at a different level. And I still think blue light is amazing. I still do use my Dennis Gross mask for blue light, although I don't use it quite as often because, as I'm going to tell you, red light does help with acne too. The one thing that the Current Body has, which none of the other masks have, is that they guarantee the precision of their wavelengths within 5 nanometers. Current Body actually opted to have their mask tested as well as some other masks that were on the market. And what they found, because they have this guarantee and they guarantee it within 5 nanometers, basically it can be 5 nanometers above or 5 nanometers below, but you're still getting around that same precision, right? So you're still getting it within that certain wavelength. It's the only mask that guarantees their wavelength. And when they third-party tested several other masks, they found out that the wavelengths were varied widely, meaning some masks had 30 nanometers. They were 30 nanometers off. So they might be, instead of getting a 633 nanometer wavelength, people might be getting a 660 nanometer wavelength. That's a massive difference, right? And that difference actually plays out on your skin. So it matters whether that wavelength is at the proper precision. And so one of the things that Current Body does is it guarantees that it's going to be within 5 nanometers of that precise wave, which is huge. And yes, Current Body did they did do their own testing. It was third-party testing. When you're buying a device like this and you're spending this amount of money, you want to make sure that those wavelengths are within those wavelengths that are described in the scientific literature. The wavelength is important, and some of the testing has shown that these products can be way off in wavelength, even up to 50 nanometers. So that's huge, right? Because if you're getting a 680 nanometer wavelength, but you're really looking for a 633 nanometer wavelength, you might not have the same effects that you would have if you had a more precise wavelength that was doing and making those changes to your skin that it needed to make. So that is huge about Current Body. The power and intensity of the red light is also super important. The Current Body has the power output of 30 milliwatts. So essentially, because Current Body has a guarantee on their wattage, and that's 30 milliwatts, because they guarantee that, you're going to get the kinds of treatment that you need in that 10 minutes. So it's going to make changes to your skin. Essentially, they're guaranteeing that it's going to make changes to your skin, because if it has that 30 watts, that 30 milliwatts, and you're putting it on your face and you're doing it for that 10 minutes and the wavelengths are precise, you're going to make the kinds of changes to your skin that you want to make. Now, having said that, I watched somebody test the Omnilux, and I can tell you that the power output of the Omnilux is not 30 milliwatts. It's not. It's actually a lot lower. So essentially, the conclusion that was come to by the person that was doing the testing, they were like a private person doing the testing, was that, of course, red light panels were far more superior in power than these devices, and that a device like the Omnilux would need to be worn 15 minutes as opposed to the 10 minutes that's listed on the actual device. So power output is important, and Current Body is the only company that guarantees the power output of 30 milliwatts per centimeter squared. And that is super important. I can't even tell you how important it is when you're talking about trying to make changes to your actual skin. As far as the power output on other masks, they're not listed on their websites. They just don't list them at all. You kind of have to pull them out, get them tested in order to see. The spot mask doesn't just have the appropriate power and intensity level that you need. It also contains a type of technology that's a patented technology by Current Body that is called pillow technology. And what the pillow technology is that it evenly disperses the light wavelengths along the face so that it diffuses the light in a particular way where the power and intensity stays even between the spaces of the mask. And if you look at the mask on the back, it doesn't have a whole lot of spaces. But if you look at the Dennis Gross, you've got a lot of space, you've got a lot of mask lights here, but you've got a lot of space in between. And so those spaces in between are potential points where that mask will not have red light that penetrates into the area of the skin, and more light is diffused along a larger space. And because more light will be diffused along that larger space, you're going to lose some of that power and intensity in that wavelength. So essentially those areas of the face will not have the degree of power and intensity to that area of the face that you would have if the bulb was sitting on top of the face. Well, one of the ways that Current Body dealt with this problem is through their patent pillow technology. And if you look at this mask in the back, you do see there's not a lot of spaces. They don't have a lot of areas where they've left a lot of space. So the lights are really evenly spaced throughout the mask, and that is excellent, but they're spaced evenly like that too because of this pillow technology. So what the pillow technology does is all of the spaces in between those lights, it still diffuses it in a way that the power and intensity maintains throughout the area of the entire area of the mask and around it. And they've actually measured this, again, another third-party testing, but they did measure it and it does work. Another thing about this mask is it's not just me, right? It was actually voted top mask in Vogue. It was voted top mask from Oprah Magazine, top mask from Page Six. It's touted by celebrities like Hailey Bieber and Kate Hudson and Carey Mulligan, all who basically say that the science is behind this mask. When it comes to the science, guys, they are 100% right on this mask. It definitely follows the scientific literature. There was a lot of care put into the production of this mask and in making sure that the science is solid in this mask. And the guy who runs Current Body, he's an entrepreneur. He is amazing when it comes to science. And honestly, before I tried this mask and before I did all the research, I wanted to purchase an Omnilux. And the reason why I wanted to purchase an Omnilux was, one, it was bendable. Okay, so it contoured to my face. And also Omnilux, they're the people who basically make machines for salons and things like that. They don't put the care and attention into the home devices that they really put into those salon devices. So while Omnilux is a great company, I don't think that they 100% have that full technology and that science behind them like Current Body does. Just think that this mask is way superior and is amazing. So let's get to my results, because I did try this mask for 60 days. I am going to keep trying it for 90 days and I'll give you a 90-day update as well. I started out at 3 times a week and I upped it to 5, and that's when I saw the huge difference in my skin. Was doing it 5 days a week. So what were my results and how do I compare them to the Dennis Gross? Well, you guys know I was already doing red light therapy prior to doing Current Body, but this one really gave my skin a huge boost. I saw a reduction in redness, and hyperpigmentation is something that I struggle with as somebody with pale skin. Hyperpigmentation is real for us pale skin women. I mean, real, or pale skin men, pale skin anyone. It is real. I get redness, especially around my nose, around my nasolabial folds. I get some discoloration right here. It's kind of like a greenish yellow. I just hate it. This helped make my skin so much more even toned. I loved it. Talk about firmer and smoother. My skin was firmer, smoother, clearer. It just felt bouncier and just tighter overall when I started using this mask. It took about 8 weeks for me to really see the firmness in my skin. And I know after 90 days, because I've been using it this whole entire time, after 90 days, I'm gonna really see huge changes. So I can't wait to give you guys an update on this. But I didn't want to leave you in the dust with this one. I wanted to get this out because I know so many people are looking for devices and they're constantly looking to add new devices to their repertoire. And when it comes to red light masks, this is the one that I am promoting. And I'm not promoting it because Current Body is giving me anything, because they're not. I'm getting nothing from this. I'm not doing it because Current Body wants to partner with me, because I asked them to send me a coupon code and I will keep you updated. If I do have a coupon code for this, I will put it down in the link, but right now I don't have a coupon code yet, but this is the mask that if I were to choose a mask, this is the mask that I would choose. It's an amazing mask. It's made amazing changes to my skin. Let me know in the comment box, have you tried red light therapy? Were you like me? Did you just purchase a mask without really knowing a lot about masks at first? And did that work for you? Oh, I should say that Current Body also sent me their Current Body Skin Hydrogel masks. These are amazing, guys. These, I believe, are, yes, these are Korean made and they are amazing. So I got 5 of these. I think they retail for $50, $10 a piece, I believe. So if you ever have a chance to try these, I would. They're great masks. I'm always on the lookout for them. I try to do a mask once a week. Let me know in the comment box, have you tried red light therapy? Is there a machine that you want to purchase? Are you confused about the science behind these machines? So anyway, let me know. What are you thinking? What are you thinking of getting? What do you want? Do you like this video? If so, give me a thumbs up and I will see you next time on Glow Up with Shelly.